Hey there, I'm Fox 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith. Active storms this evening. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect through 8 o'clock. Then it gets better overnight. And really a low rain chance tomorrow near the coast. A little better chance inland, but definitely hot. And then heat and storms, more storms returning for the back half of the work week. Take a look at the Fox 10 Futurecast and you can see the activity as it rolls through the area this evening. It should begin to break up after 8 o'clock tonight, and we will go quiet overnight as the storms push out into the Gulf of Mexico. As we look at tomorrow, most of the action should be to the north, and the coastal areas will be a little drier based on what we're seeing right now with the forecast. We'll have more opportunity of rain and storms as we get into Wednesday. The Gulf is getting rougher after a calm week or two. Now we're looking at a medium risk of rip currents through Wednesday and a high risk on Thursday. Surf heights building, water temperature 83 degrees. The tropics are quiet, nothing really happening out there right now. Long range models show low pressure trying to form up in the Northwest Caribbean Sea next week around Honduras. We'll keep watching it, but right now it's nothing to be alarmed with. Our 24-hour temperature showing highs up around 90 degrees tomorrow. So lows in the 70s, highs in the 90s. Get used to it. Looks like summer is here, even though it's not there quite with the calendar. It's there meteorologically. And we've got an isolated rain chance Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Rain chances jump up to about 50% Wednesday, 60% Thursday. And scattered showers and storms will continue into Father's Day weekend. You can see the rain chance on Saturday and Sunday, 50% both days. And it could get a little hotter by the weekend, too. We see a heat ridge trying to build in. That may dry us out ultimately. All right, while strong storms are expected this evening, we also want to continue to prepare for the tropical season. Of course, it is hurricane season now, but the active part of the season is ahead of us. Meteorologist Jennifer Lambers and meteorologist Matt Barentine have more right after this.
Can I play? Sure, but you need to bring your own truck. That's not a problem.
The Fox 10 Storm Tracker Fleet, taking you live to more places, covering the Gulf Coast like no one else can. Unrivaled experience, unparalleled severe weather coverage.
I think I need a bigger sandbox.
When a hurricane is tracking through the tropics, there are a lot of concerns, but the biggest one is if it will undergo rapid intensification. Meteorologist Matt Barentine explains what this is and how it happens.
Something that we are always concerned with hurricanes is rapid intensification. That's when you get a 35-mile-per-hour wind increase in just 24 hours. Now, to have that happen, you basically have to have perfect conditions. You have to have very warm water, 86 degrees plus. You have to have very calm upper-level winds, and you have to have good storm structure. In other words, the storm has to have a very good vertical structure in order to exhaust the warm air into the upper atmosphere. Now, if you have all of those things, you can get rapid intensification. This is something that we've seen a number of times in recent years, from storms like Hurricane Harvey in Texas to Michael in Florida, that 50 miles per hour in 24 hours. But then look all the way down to Maria that hit Puerto Rico in 2017, an 80-mile-per-hour wind increase in just 24 hours. So this is always a big concern. It's something we've seen a lot of in recent years, and something we'll be keeping track of here during the 2023 season. In Mobile, Matt Barentine, Fox 10 News.
Well, that's some great information there. Thanks, Matt. And when dealing with severe storms, there's always the aftermath. And with that comes another threat: fraud. Meteorologist Jennifer Lambert spoke with a specialist to talk about how fraud can occur after a natural disaster.
Following disasters, insurance fraud can add millions of dollars paid out by insurers, resulting in higher premiums for all of us. The National Insurance Crime Bureau's president and CEO, David Glowy, is joining us now with insights on how to avoid fraud after a natural disaster. Thank you so much for joining us, David.
Thank you for having me.
Well, starting off first, why is contractor fraud becoming more prevalent, and who is committing these acts?
So the National Insurance Crime Bureau, we've been around for almost 110 years. We supplement federal, state, and local law enforcement investigative and analytic resources. The reason why this is so prevalent is we're having more natural disasters. So there's an issue with climate change, but also it's about money. In 2022, we saw almost $100 billion in insured losses from natural disasters. And we estimate 10%, or around $10 billion, goes to criminal organizations, fraudsters that are targeting the most vulnerable people. They've been a victim of a natural disaster, and now they're being victimized again by criminal enterprises.
What steps should homeowners take prior to a natural disaster, and how can preparation help reduce chances of becoming a victim of fraud?
So the National Insurance Crime Bureau, we supplement resources in the state of Alabama, and we've been working with the governor's office. Governor Ivey recently signed a proclamation supporting Contractor Fraud Awareness Week and Month, which May is, the National Insurance Crime Bureau leads. And what can people do? Well, first thing is they need to make sure their insurance policies are up to date and they have the appropriate coverages. We've known during the COVID-19 pandemic that supply chain disruptions and the rebuilding costs have gone up exponentially, and people need to be aware of their policies and if they need to increase their coverages. But also, what do they need to have in place? They need to have 3 days of food, water, battery backup, and or a generator so they can get back on their feet in the event they are a victim of a natural disaster. Preparation is key to make sure you have the right insurance coverage and you have life-saving equipment or life-sustaining equipment in place.
What signs should disaster victims be on the lookout for that may indicate a contractor has less than honorable intentions in mind?
Well, in Alabama, you've been hit hard by natural disasters. In 2022, you had 117 tornadoes. That's the third most of any state. So you're not new to these events. So what do you need to look out for? The solicitors, people calling you on the phone or coming to your front door. You've been a victim of a natural disaster. You've had your home destroyed or damaged, and you need to have it rebuilt. These people flood the neighborhoods. They know there's a lot of money coming in from the insurance carriers, and they try to get you to sign contracts or give them cash up front or a check. Do not do it. Work with your insurance agent. Call them and get a vetted list of contractors that can lawfully do business in the state of Alabama that also have references. Always get 3 bids and do not put any money down till you're comfortable with that contract, and don't put more than 5 to 10% down on that contract after the contractor's been vetted. If somebody comes to your front door or calls you on the phone, turn away immediately. Vet the contractors appropriately with your insurance carrier and some of the online services that are offered.
And do you have the best practices for disaster victims when hiring contractors or vendors, and tips for avoiding dishonest contractors?
The key thing is to get 3 bids and work through a vetted list of contractors through your insurance carrier. Also, there's online services that are available to vet them out. But the key thing is make sure they're licensed and insured and they're vetted through your insurance carrier that can lawfully do business in the state of Alabama. Do not respond to people that knock on your front door or call you on the phone that are asking for cash up front or a check to remove debris, to haul off damaged goods, whatever they're doing. Turn away from them. Go through a slow, methodical process. The rebuilding and repair of your life after a natural disaster will not occur overnight. It is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. Slow and methodical is key. Go through the process, go through the vetting process so you do not be victimized twice, once by the natural disaster and another time by a fraudster.
A lot of information there. Where can our viewers go to find more?
You can go to our website at www.nicb.org, and we have a contractors fraud crime prevention toolkit. And if you've been a victim of a crime or you have the perpetrator on your property, call 911, call law enforcement, or you can call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB.
Thank you so much for joining us, David. As always, we'll have all of this on our website, fox10tv.com.
Thank you for having me.
And coming up, we'll have your complete 7-day forecast.
New to the Fox 10 weather app, your 24-hour radar forecast. Be the first to see how precipitation is going to affect your plants across the Gulf Coast. Detailed hour by hour, the 24-hour radar forecast on the Fox 10 weather app. Plus the latest breaking news with the Fox 10 News app.
Got him up.
Stay alert with Fox 10. Prime time is Fox 10 time.
The latest on the night's top stories are first on Fox 10 News at 9.
Wrap up your day, informed and ready for the morning.
All right, here's our extended forecast. We'll go out 7 days and then 10 days. We've got Father's Day weekend in our sights here, and the temperature is pretty constant. Highs between 90 and 92 degrees. We will see a little building of the heat as we head into Sunday and Monday as we approach the mid-90s. Heat index values between 100 and possibly up around 105 at times as we get a little hotter into the weekend. Rain chances are elevated because of the moisture and instability, and Wednesday through Sunday, rain chances generally around 50%. The wettest day could be Thursday, a 60% chance of storms. Looking ahead, our rain chances drop a little with the heat building in and some drier air next week. Highs in the 90s, lows in the mid-70s. Summer is here in the forecast. Meteorologically, at least, the summer pattern in full swing, dealing with heat and storms across the Gulf Coast. Thanks for joining us here on Next Weather.